Hey everyone, I'm Esther Perez and I recently went on a cruise. It was not for me. I don't want to sugarcoat it, but I'm gonna get right into it. I went on a 7 night cruise and I know a lot of people really like to cruise, but after my first cruise experience and it being 8 days, 7 nights, I realized cruising is just not the way that I enjoy to travel. I would probably never go on a cruise again unless I absolutely had to, like a birthday or a wedding. Keep in mind, this could have been my own doing because I went on the 7 night, 8 day cruise as a promotional offer for a timeshare that I said no to, but it was $400 for flight and cruise all included in that $400. So if you get something like this in the mail, just know you will get a for real cruise with flights included. Not for free, it won't be complimentary, but you have to pay like, a certain amount. We had to pay $400 a person for taxes. I just had never been on a cruise before and I was like, well, this timeshare presentation thing says they're giving away a complimentary cruise with flights included, so why not listen to them and get this cruise? So we listened to the timeshare presentation. I said no. I can do a whole video on that. But anyways, we booked, we, followed all the steps. And for the cruise itself, I just did not enjoy it. And here's why. So I'll break it down into different sections like food, activities, and whatnot. So for starters, the food. I think the food was terrible. Absolutely terrible. Now, I don't know if it's because of the cruise ship I went on. I don't know if other people have had better experience with food. I haven't seen anything good about the food when it comes to cruises online. So I went on an MSC ship and I just did not enjoy the food. You get to go to either your dining room for dinner and you have like a specific time that you have to be there, or you can go to the buffet. And I preferred the dining room over the buffet's food, but in general, I don't think the food was like, I would never tell someone like, go on a cruise, the food was so good. Like, I would be like, the food's gonna be mid, but enjoy the cruise. The buffet, disgusting. I saw a kid literally like sticking her finger in like the pudding and like putting it in her mouth. And I saw one of the workers say like, go grab a plate. And like that was it. She just grabbed a plate. They didn't like remove it from the line or anything. I wish I would have got it on video. It was pretty disgusting. Yeah, just not a fan of the food. Didn't think it was good. Breakfast, was not bad. You could either go to the buffet or to like the dining room area. And I went to the dining room area and I thought the breakfast was good, but I do think it's hard to like mess up breakfast. My only gripe about the dinner or dining room stuff is a lot of times they really don't want to seat you unless like your whole party is there. And by whole party, I mean like anyone that's with you. So for breakfast one morning, they weren't trying to seat me, even though like I got up, got ready, got, down to the breakfast place and I wanted to go grab a spot for us to sit while he was getting ready and coming down. So that was kind of frustrating to have to wait for the whole party to get there, but it is what it is. That was more of like a service concern rather than a food concern. Now I will say food is included in that price. So for the money I spent for the flight and cruise, I got to, eat whatever we wanted. It was literally like food galore. So if you're someone that just likes to eat, I think you'll like cruises because the food is just always there. They have a bunch of free ice cream. But what I didn't enjoy was I felt like everything was like an upcharge. They had restaurants there on the cruise ship that you would have to pay extra for to go into. So if you didn't want your standard dining option or the buffet, you could pay extra to go to like the sushi spot or the steakhouse or pay extra for the gourmet ice cream. And I just felt like it was very much like nickel and diming and it kind of took away from the experience. I'm going to assume that the upgraded food spots taste better. But like I said, there was a cost and I really did not want to pay that upcharge. I wanted to get there and just be able to enjoy everything freely there, kind of like you do at all-inclusive resorts. But I will not compare in this video, even though I could compare the two like all day. Spoiler, I prefer all-inclusive resorts, and I think if you want a vacation, you should go there instead of cruising. But in another video. Now, for the activities, they have activities and there's quite a bit to do on a ship. And when you get there, you'll have like an app that you can download. And what I thought was really neat was like they have like how to work the app sessions as well. So I feel like they definitely were trying to give everyone a good experience service-wise. But I think because of the way the activities are laid out, you have to wake up like morning of the event because you can't book days in advance and go to the guest services and request, tickets for whatever show is on that night, whether it's like the Circus Soleil thing or they had a Michael Jackson tribute and I didn't get into it. Like, you have to really wake up early, get in that guest line services, especially on the sail days. If it's a port day, like you'll be fine. People are usually trying to leave the ship anyways. But for those days where you're just on the water and it's like, just entertaining yourself on this boat, you have to really wake up early, get to guest services, and hope you get into one of the shows that they have available. We didn't get into any of them. They were always sold out, always booked up. It was honestly pretty upsetting. And then the events that weren't sold out, I will say like the karaoke that we got to watch, that was a lot of fun. I really did like it, but I think with a cruise that long, I could only do that like so long before I'm like, what else is there here? So we went to that karaoke like one day. There was another day where they had like an R&B lounge, but it was, I believe, like fully packed up with the seating. So although like you don't have to get tickets in advance, you still had to like get there and get a seat on time. So I just wish there was like, I don't know, like more adequate spacing for people to be able to attend these different things. Now, I will say one thing with the activities. I enjoy hearing Michael Jackson's music. But that's because I grew up with a mom who was obsessed with Michael Jackson. They also had like an Eagles tribute, which I know who the Eagles are, but not because I went looking for them. They had a Tina Turner tribute. And as I'm saying all these, I hope it's registering in your head that a lot of the events there were for like an older crowd. So I would keep that in mind if you want to do a cruise ship and you're someone who's maybe like 30s, maybe even 40s and younger. Like, I don't know if you're gonna have like the entertainment that really like feeds your soul. It really felt like the activities were geared towards the older crowd. I would say like a 60 plus crowd, 50 plus crowd. And it just, I don't know. It wasn't giving what I wanted to give. Now, just so I don't sound so negative, like this whole video, because I swear I'm grateful that I was able to have this experience in life, I will say this was a really neat way to see a bunch of different areas without having to map out too many of the logistics when it comes to travel. So typically, like, you take a vacation, you're planning out like, your airport transfers, how to get where, what to do. And with a cruise, you can, just sit back and relax while they take you to the different islands. You can book excursions at the excursion desk and they can set up the transfers for whatever you're going to do once you stop there. It really can be like a hands-off way to vacation. So I'm not going to knock it in that sense. If you're someone that just kind of wants to like sit back and go with the flow and, vacation rather than travel, I think that's, a good way to do it. I think the downside though for me is like you don't really get much time to explore the different areas. You get like maybe 6 to 8 hours at each spot. And I'm going to go back to the vacation versus traveling. I think, when I stopped at the places, I was like, here's my list of things I want to do. Like, let's explore this island. And luckily my husband's the same way. We're both like very much on the traveler mindset. Whereas I think most people probably get to those destinations and like want to lounge on a beach chair and like really vacation. And I think that's great. So if you're one of those people, I think a cruise would be good for you. But if you're someone who likes to travel and explore, I think a cruise might leave you with the feeling of like, I want to go back to that island, but for like a week. Like I want to spend some time there and be able to fully enjoy it and immerse myself in the culture. We spent, like I said, like 6 to 8 hours at the different destinations. I love Puerto Plata. I loved the Bahamas. Ocean Cay was fine. It was really gloomy that day, but you know, it's one of those like MSC owned islands. So like we just stopped there. I'm sure if the weather was nicer, it would have been more fun. But like I said, it was just 6 to 8 hours and it just felt like we needed more time to really explore. Now I'm gonna go back to the charges. So I plan to make a more in-depth video, but like I said, I got this in the mail. I got this in the mail. Hopefully you can see it. I got this in the mail. And then I had to attend a timeshare presentation. I could say yes or no. I said no. And I still got the complimentary 7-night, 8-day cruise with flights included for $400 a person. So I thought, wow, what a deal. Like, this is a steal, which I knew they were going to put me in like a cheap room, which it was fine. I made a whole separate review on it. I would totally go in the stateroom again if I have to go on a cruise, because I just can't imagine putting a lot of money towards like where I'm going to sleep at on a cruise, but that's besides the points. But so going back to the finances, I thought, okay, we paid everything up front. $400 out of the way. We're gonna get there and get to like fully enjoy our experience. But leading up to it, we got a handful, maybe more than a handful, like 3 handfuls of emails about things we can upgrade. If we want Wi-Fi, if we want drink package, if we want the food package, if we want the photo package, if we want laundry done. Like, it was like all of these different things. And it just gave like nickel and diming, give us some more money, even though you already paid X amount, which yes, we did not pay that much to go, but I'm assuming other people paid a ton and then they're getting like more offers to pay more. It doesn't sit right in my soul. It really doesn't. I'm someone that really I like to travel. I like it to be on a budget. I don't ever want to, you know, put myself in a bad position to travel financially. So for them to just be like hounding people to spend more money, it just really didn't feel good. And like I said, once you get there, it's like 10 times it. You pass by the excursion desk, they're handing out excursion like papers, they're dropping them off at your room, sliding them under your desk, like trying to get you to pay more. They have the fancy restaurants right in the middle so you can see it, you can smell it, but you can't go in unless you pay more. It just kind of felt like the price you pay up front is not the final price. And what that also comes with, like, on the app, you could see like your daily charges. You could see like service charges being applied, which like you really have no say in unless you go to the guest services and, you know, either remove it or change it. It just really felt like, once again, the price you paid up front was not the final price. And you had to really be on it, checking your daily statement. The drinks were not good. I had the worst pina colada actually on the ship. And I feel like you would think if you're paying like 15 plus for a drink, it'd be like really good, like loaded up. No, it just was not. And I'm not kidding you. I don't think you can buy a drink for like less than 15. Like, it was, I'll have to find it. I think I might have taken a picture of the menu. Maybe you can get one for like $11. But we didn't get a drink package. So any alcoholic drink we'd have to like pay out of pocket there. I was fine with water, lemonade, and orange juice. I just once again feel like you book your cruise and you're expecting to have a good time, but then it's like, oh, but wait, you got to add this drink package if you want Sprite, or you have to add this food package if you want to go to sushi. And I just cannot help but continue to just compare it to visiting like an all-inclusive resort where everything is truly all included, and I just feel so good at those resorts. One thing I did want to put in this review is it would have been cheaper to buy Wi-Fi before going on the cruise rather than once on the cruise. We did not buy Wi-Fi before going on the cruise, and once we got on the cruise, we were like, wait, we cannot be disconnected, because like even once like on land, like we had signal, but like once on the boat, it was like fully locked down. Like we had to get off of the boat to get the signal. So we were like, let's get some signal because this is just a lot and we're in our room a lot. Like we need Wi-Fi. So definitely buy your Wi-Fi beforehand. I know it sounds really cute in theory to be like, let me disconnect. Let me go on a vacation without Wi-Fi. Get that Wi-Fi. Get that Wi-Fi, because even the app that was allegedly supposed to be easy to use, and that you didn't need Wi-Fi to use it, still had issues. So get the Wi-Fi because I think it would just be all around safer and better. This is gonna sound kind of harsh, but I asked AI to analyze like my overall feelings, and I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read what it said. Overall, the experience kind of felt like a retirement home on the ocean. That's just my honest impression of it. I feel so bad saying that, but like that is truly it. Like me and Dion kept looking at each other like, are we in a simulation? Like what is going on here? Like it was nonstop giving like we're on a retirement home and like what the heck is going on? Once again, I don't know if it's the cruise line I went on. I don't know if it's the cruise ship I went on. Did not enjoy it. Was not the vibe. Would not go back on a cruise unless I absolutely had to. I know cruising works well for a lot of people. So if you're going on a cruise, don't let this discourage you. If it's your first one, go in. Like I said, buy the Wi-Fi beforehand. Know that the price you paid up front might not be your final price. And just try to get to the guest services really early to book stuff. And I think you might have a better time than what I did if you do all those steps. But me personally, I feel like, and maybe others, like also like just really deeply enjoy traveling and exploring. And I just don't think cruises are the way to do that. I think cruises are more like vacation-y, like, you know, drinks, and like kind of feel like you're in a different world. Like it just, yeah, I really was like, I am Neo. This is the Matrix. Like I've said already, for me, I think I'd rather just like go to an all-inclusive resort if I want those vacation vibes, because at least I know everything there is all included. I feel like I could talk about the negatives of the cruise ship or of a cruise for a lot longer, but I'm not gonna. I feel like for the most part, I've summed up all my ideas. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments. Send me an email. I do love to get an email. And if you're going to go on a cruise, please don't let me discourage you. Go have a good time. I will pray for you. Pray that you have a good time. Catch me on a cruise never again. And I do have more content to make. Like I said, I need to go more over this like timeshare presentation that I attended. I need to go over like cruise days in more details. I want to make like what you need to cruise videos, and I also have a lot of stuff to talk about when it comes to the different locations we stopped at. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.